Hey Nomads, and welcome to episode 9 of the Nomads of Fantasy podcast, a podcast where we travel across all the cool worlds from Lord of the Rings to Star Wars to hanging out with the Mario Brothers. There's no rules. We like to just go in and out of all these places across movies, video games, TV shows. My name is Brandon. I'm the host of the show, and I'm also here with Dave.
Howdy doody.
And Eric.
In and out. That's how I like it.
Hey.
Yeah, and today we have another review. Actually, we are going to be reviewing Invincible. It's a animated TV show that dropped on Amazon Prime earlier in 2021. So yeah, we're going to get into that. But before we do, let's catch up and see what we've been up to since the last time we talked. So Eric, what have you been up to?
Sure. So since then, I've been working on 2 main games. Something that just came out, which is Mario Golf Super Rush. I'll talk about that one first. I mean, if you've played a Mario Golf game, I feel like you kind of know what to expect from it. It's Mario characters playing golf.
I was going to say, I have not played a Mario Golf game, so please.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I mean, the newest one has, got some mixed reviews. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I like golf games to begin with, and throw some Mario characters in there, and I'm all in. But I've been playing. They have an adventure mode where they kind of tried to make it like an RPG style mode. So you got your me character. You're just going around as your me, and you're like an up and coming like rookie on the tour. So you got all these different Mario characters that are rookies. Also, you got like Toadette. There's a Charge and Chuck, a Boo, and they're all rookies, and you're competing against them in this rookie tournament. And the golfing part's fun. Like for the RPG elements, you gain experience by competing in matches and doing practices and drills and stuff. And you get experience, and you can put those experience points into like your power and your control, and all that good stuff. But as far as like walking around like the little worlds, I mean, there's a bunch of little characters to talk to, but I mean, when you talk to them, they just have like their one line, like, oh, I like playing golf too. And then that's all they'll say. Like, they don't really, there's no like side missions or anything that you can go on. They're just kind of fluff just to fill out the world a little bit.
So it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing you're doing is just playing golf. And that part, I mean, like I said, that part's fun. The thing that they introduced into this one is the speed golf mode. So basically what you're doing, instead of, just hitting the ball and then going to your ball, hitting the next shot, you hit your ball and then you actually like run to where you hit the ball. And along the way, you can like dash and like knock other players out of the way.
Battle golf.
It's pretty cool. You can use your special dash to like knock their ball off the fucking course. It's pretty sweet. And there's really no benefit of getting there first besides like, knocking someone's ball out of the way so they have a shittier shot. But it's fun, and I think it would be really fun with friends. Just fucking each other over while you're playing golf. There's a couple other modes besides the adventure mode. There's like something called battle golf, which you're basically there's 4 players in an arena, and the first one to basically sink 3 shots wins. Like, there's holes all around the arena, and you have to get 3 shots, and then there's all these crazy events that happen that it turns like the course into ice, so it's really hard to putt, or like each character has their special shots. So like,
oh, that's cool.
Wario's special shot will like rain down lightning on other players and like paralyze you. Luigi's will throw like an ice bomb, and it'll put a ice effect on a certain area of the course, so it's harder to shoot and putt.
Yeah, dude, that's super cool.
So there's some cool stuff to it. I mean, it's a little bit light on content as far as like, I mean, there's only like 6 courses.
That was my next question.
But I mean, they say they're adding more eventually, and like they showed like a New Donk City level, but that's not actually in the game yet. So that's coming later. So they're going to be adding more stuff. There's no like online tournaments or anything. I mean, you can play with friends or play with random people. And then there's the adventure mode, and that's really about it. But
how many characters can you play as?
I mean, the character selection is pretty good. I want to say there's like 15 different characters. Pretty much.
Not bad. Did Waluigi make the cut?
Oh, of course it's $60. What do you think? Yeah, Waluigi. Yeah, you got Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, Wario, Peach, Rosalina, all the like I said, yeah, they got Charge and Chuck. They got King Babam from Mario 64, which is pretty cool. Yoshi.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So the character selection is pretty good. And, you know, they each have their own unique abilities and everything. But it's fun. Like I said, it's a Mario golf game. If you like golf video games and Mario, you'll like this game.
Okay. What else have you been playing?
The other game that I've been playing is Ghost of Tsushima. So if you don't know what this is, a really reductive way of describing it is basically an Assassin's Creed game set in ancient Japan. But I mean, it's a little bit more than that. But that's the style of gameplay you're working with. So you're a samurai in this huge open world on the island of Tsushima. And you're basically trying to fight off the Mongol invasion that's happening. Yep. Nice. But I mean, the first thing I noticed about this game is just how beautiful it is. Like, it's insane, man.
Direction is stunning.
There are a lot of particle effects, a lot of shit blowing around in the wind and stuff.
Tons of particle effects. That's good. Last week I was talking about how Sea of Thieves has the best water in video games. This game definitely has the best like clouds and weather I've ever seen in a video game.
Sure.
Like, you can
it has that wind mechanic, right?
Yep. I mean, you can just stare out at like the horizon and you could see like a storm rolling in over you can see dark clouds in the distance.
That's cool.
If you just stand there long enough, eventually the storm will roll in, it'll start raining. And thundering and lightning. You can see it like the shots in that game are seriously just amazing. And like the photo mode in this game is like definitely the best photo mode I've ever seen. Like you can do so many different like filters and tweaks. You can add particle effects. Like you can, if you want leaves in your shot or cherry blossoms or like fire or ashes, you can add all that stuff on the fly. It's really cool. So yeah, I've been taking tons of screenshots, but as far as the gameplay goes, like the combat is super fun. It's a little bit more on the difficult side, than like an Assassin's Creed style combat.
Yeah. What games did this developer make before?
So this is Sucker Punch. So
that's right.
Their main series was the Infamous series. If you know those games.
Oh, nice.
Those
are good. Yeah.
Which I really like those games. But yeah, this is their first like foray into any kind of like huge open world type game like this, and I think they did a fantastic job. Like the combat is super fun, and it's super deep. Like there's so many different abilities and like tools you can unlock. You can get like different arrows, different like bombs, smoke bombs, explosives, sticky bombs, upgrade your swords, your weapons. Like it's really cool.
How does travel work in it?
So you could go by foot. You're mostly on a horseback, just traveling through the world, and you can, fast travel to any point that you discover. The world is really big too. Does
it have like fast travel?
Yeah, basically there's points of interest. So it could be like a fort or like there's little like spots where you can create like haikus, which upgrade certain things. And so each one of those points of interest can become a fast travel point. So it's really easy and quick to get around the world. But I mean, I found myself mostly just kind of riding through the world, and it does have that sort of like Breath of the Wild sense of discovery. Like you'll see something like on a ridge or, you know, in the distance, and you'll, you know, just ride your horse over there and you'll find something cool.
Yeah.
And like it has these,
I love that.
Has these little like fox dens basically that you come up on, and like a fox will pop out of a hole and you follow the fox to like a shrine and you pray at the shrine and it gives you like an upgrade. It has like, it's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool how they do that type of stuff. It has like the there's like little birds that you'll see in the environment that you can follow to specific points. They'll always lead you to something cool. And yeah, the guiding wind thing that we were talking about that you were mentioned earlier. So instead of like waypoints, like instead of like a compass with a waypoint pointing, like an arrow pointing in, you know, to your next objective,
right?
Like if you're tracking an objective in your quest log, all of the wind will be pointing in that direction.
See, that's the best.
Genius.
I love when they
follow the wind.
Bake the UI right into the game and like let the game tell the story rather than
exactly
numbers and dials
So cool.
and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, so like I mean, there's usually always like some ambient wind going on and like particles that you can see, but you can like swipe up on the touchpad and you can get a big gust of wind and it'll show you where you're supposed to go.
That's super cool.
So yeah, like I mean, Brandon, you got a PS4. I think you'd love this game. Like, it's
I know.
right
I
in your
will. I mean, I'm
wheelhouse.
putting up with like Assassin's Creed games, and I'm just like, I'm aware I got to play that game. I should definitely get it like soon. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It is, one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. I mean, if I had any knocks against it, I mean, I played about like 7 hours over the weekend.
Okay.
So I'm a good chunk in. I think on how long to beat, it's like a 24-hour game or something. So I got a decent amount of experience. The missions and story can be a bit repetitive. Like basically the mission structure is, you know, you talk to this person, you go to like a Mongol camp, you fight them, you kill all of them, and then that's about it.
Sure, but is do you upgrade your guy in a cool way with like cool abilities?
The combat is fun enough where I never really get bored with it, and like there's so many, like you said, there's so many different abilities you can use. So many, like you learn different sword techniques, so you can try out, you know, like every time you get into a fight, you can try out something new. There's like a couple different sword stances you can use. So one of them is good against like swordmen. Another stance is good against shield. So there's some there's some strategy involved with that. So I have the combat
question for you.
Sure.
I have a question for you. How much did you spend on this game?
$30. So
$30.
This game came out. Yeah, this game came out in 2020. So last year.
That's a steal. Do you think that it's better than the $60 golf game that you bought from Nintendo?
I mean, they're different types of games.
I think that's BS. I think that golf game should be $30. I'm just saying it right here.
But
Nintendo, stop charging your goddamn prices. $60 for everything.
I mean, if you're putting it that if I wanted to stop the podcast and go play one right now, I would choose Ghost of Tsushima. Absolutely. But yeah, I was waiting for a price drop on this one, just because I mean,
$30 is a steal for any good RPG open world game. I think.
30. Yeah, absolutely. I would have bought this game full price. It's that good. But I think The Last of Us 2 came out at like around the same time, so I went for that one instead.
Can't get them all for $60.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm glad. I am super happy that I waited for a price drop, and I'm having just a great time with it.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Sweet. Yeah. Is that it? Those two games?
I mean, I beat over the weekend. I was working on Ratchet and Clank, the remake from 2015. Finished that.
Are you satisfied with the ending?
Yeah, absolutely. That was super fun time. It's, a relatively short game, like 10 hours or something.
Sure.
So now I can move on to the new Ratchet and Clank, which I'm excited about. I haven't bought it yet, but I will sometime in the near future. But Ghost of Tsushima is occupying my PS5 right now, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Well, yeah. When you do that, let us know, because I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game in my life.
No, me neither.
I mean, if you like, it's third-person action platforming. You know, if you like that kind of,
it's worth a try.
Thing. Yeah.
Looks like it's got
the new one looks stunning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah,
what about you, Dave?
Me, I went ahead and finished Breath of the Wild with the kids.
Nice.
Last talked, I think we finished up that last Divine Beast, and I don't know. Everybody you get itchy towards the end of open world games, where you just want to I'm sick of collecting shit. I'm sick of completing all these side quests that give you 50 rupees. I have thousands of them. I don't need your crappy little side quest gems. So I remember some old man said to go to the north of the tower. Went in there, no prep. Went in there, fought Ganon, got through the castle. I did have to resort to the internet at one point because I was sick of dying. And it was some parry mechanic that I had forgotten about and I have never used before, where you block and you hit the A button just as something's shooting you. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
use your Hylian shield to deflect the whatever Ganon's shooting at.
The Ganon's blast. Yeah, so he comes down, he's angry, he uses some stuff. You kill him. It's a pretty epic boss fight. And I mean, you get after that, Zelda shows up. She's like, "Oh, sweet, you saved everything." And then there's a little tiny cutscene, and then it's over.
Yep.
And that's it. I'm like, this has to be one of the shittier endings in any game. I mean, for a game that's so good, and you get sucked into the exploration and all that stuff, that was just a air out of my balloon let down ending right there in that game.
Yeah, I mean the like you said, the Ganon boss fight is good, but like you said, the ending is kind of you save the day. I mean, it's the same with all Legend of Zelda games. You save the world, and then credits and happily ever after.
And that game still got a 10 out of 10, and it has that ending. But if friggin' Mass Effect or I don't know, any other RPG did this, they'd be like, it loses 9 points for a shitty ending. But Nintendo's allowed to get away with it.
And the cutscenes in that game, the cutscenes are so few and far between, and there's so little voice acting in it.
No voice acting except mumbling.
Barely
there's voice
any.
Acting
there's a little bit. There's maybe, I'd say, 6 cutscenes in the entire game that are voice acted. 6, maybe 8. And then all the rest are just text back and forth, and that's it.
We've talked about this before. It's not about the fucking story in that game.
I know. It's the journey and all that crap, but yeah, I mean, it was fun. The puzzles are fun. I'm just glad I didn't waste any more time digging around on that. Get it out. I can say it's done. I don't think I'm going to get the DLC based off of that ending, because I'm assuming it's just going to be more disappointment. So if it was a little better, I would debate on getting that and getting the bike and tooling around and getting some shrines
the DLC,
and stuff like that.
There's a little bit of story DLC. The main draw of the DLC for a lot of people is the master mode, which is the super hard mode, basically.
Yeah. I don't want to do that if I add a little more to it, but it was a good game. And then the 4-year-old immediately goes and picks up the Wind Waker remake, and he's like, all right, now can we play this one? I damn right we can, little guy, and popped in Wind Waker and went through the first level of Wind Waker too.
That's the one I need to play.
It's definitely a change up when you're coming from Breath of the Wild going back to that, where there's no jump
way
button.
Simpler.
Yeah, everything's up in the corner, everything that you can do on all the buttons.
Classic Zelda. I'm waiting for that to come to Switch someday. I'm hoping.
We're gonna get to that. Oh, don't worry.
That needs a proper remaster.
They just did on Wii U was a full HD remaster.
I know.
All I gotta do is just Switch. All I can do is port that over. But yeah, I'm sure that'll be coming up. What else did we play? A little bit of Borderlands 3. Just did a couple missions there. Messed around with stuff. It's a good It's a good time waster. And then played a little bit of Worms Rumble that came out on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah, I haven't touched that.
Another Worms game, but it's, of course, they got to put their own little twist on it. It's like everybody go at the same time, like team deathmatch Worms, where it's kind of just fucking chaos. I've only played a couple matches online, so I didn't get too far into it. But I mean, you got your ropes, you got your shotguns, you got your sheep, you got your standard worm stuff. It's the same angle that you're looking at.
Yeah.
You're used to. So it's not like they went 3D Worms. That was that fell with a splat. But Worms Rumble seems like it's kind of interesting. I'm going to give it a try, but it seems, I don't know, is it sacrilegious to change the worm formula in such a way?
Worms has always been, the classic turn-based battle, which I liked, and making it like action-based is just weird. It's kind of, I don't know. I've seen a little bit of it, and it just looks like it doesn't have that Worms DNA, what makes Worms fun to me anyways.
Well, like the other night, some buddies and I, we played Worms WMD. I think that's on Game Pass.
I was just going to say that one. Yeah, that is.
But we were cracking on that game, dude, for the whole night, and there was 5 of us. We're all going at it, dude. I was in tears because we're all fumbling our controls, and it's just so stupid.
So technical. If you don't know,
good.
You gotta get the hang of those games. But that one, they introduced mechs and mounted guns in that last one. They introduced building interiors, which was pretty cool in that last one.
Yeah, we all liked the upgrades in that one for sure. We're all classic play, like we used to play the original back in the day. So yeah, it was cool.
That one crafting where you could upgrade weapons and all sorts of weird, crazy stuff. So that one did a lot, but then this one just seems like, I don't know if it was like a side mode that the team had been playing for a while on their end or something. I don't know, but it seems like a little afterthought. I don't know how much it is. I don't think it's a $60 game, but it's on Game Pass,
game,
so
right?
Yeah, it's a Game Pass game, and it was free on PlayStation Plus, so you could probably get it for free if you really want to try it out.
That's worth it. I feel like
don't buy this.
It's worth it. It's worth a check out. I don't know if they have like an actual battle royale mode or any sort of stuff like that on there, but I just saw team deathmatch and one-on-one, so I'll probably dabble in that this week. And then got caught up on Loki, but we can circle back on that one. It's action's starting to pick up a little bit. There was
that last episode had a long take. Which was
some of
cool.
those episodes, and then you see the amount of CG that they put into some episodes and the amount they put into others. It's kind of crazy. Where this last one was just looks like half of it was on a green screen. So,
it
was a pretty cool show. And that's it for me. How about you, Brando?
Played some Worms, watched some Loki, caught up on that. I have feelings about Loki. I think right now I'm kind of, I don't know. Episode 1 and 2 are really cool, and then episode 3 was kind of I don't know if I like this female character that they brought in. She just seems out of place.
She just seemed a little odd.
Whatever.
I think she looks a lot like the mom in the movies.
No, I still haven't watched it yet.
Okay, it's bonkers. So I don't know. I got to give it a chance, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about her, just that her plot line or whatever's going on there, but whatever. I mean, Loki's a wild ride, so I'm sure I'll learn to like her after a couple more episodes. I get the itch to play. I've been working on Assassin's Creed Odyssey on and off, whatever. I haven't really touched in a couple of weeks, but I like that Ubisoft formula. So I'm in that, and I'm I saw Far Cry 4 and Primal were $5 or $6 on sale, together or something, some crazy deal. I'm oh yeah, I'll do that because I loved 5, and I've only played 1 and 5, so I'm I gotta play some of the other ones. I never played 3, and I know 3 was like a big jump. Maybe 2 was as well, but 3 was supposed to be like really good for Ubisoft. It's kind of where it came up with that formula. 3 kind of
set the formula for 4 and 5 and 6, kind of.
I guess for a lot of games in general, just kind of like I just watched some retrospectives on the series to kind of catch up because I'm really liking 4. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. I love the setting. The villains obnoxiously stupid, but I think it's even like Troy Baker doing the voice or something. But anyways, but the world's cool. I love this world. It's up in the Himalayan mountains, which is really cool. So they did a really good job there. I don't know. I'm liking it right now. And I also got Primal. Played a little bit of that. That one's a little bit different. I feel bad. I feel like I'm killing a lot of animals in that game. I was like, I don't want to kill it. Like, one of the first things you got to do is like separate and kill a woolly mammoth. And I'm like, these things go extinct, man. I don't want to like do this. Saber-tooth tigers are attacking stuff, but whatever. I'm gonna give it a try. I think if I spend more than like 4 hours, then like I don't know. I got my money's worth.
They both feel like they follow that Far Cry 5 kind of formula. You're climbing towers. You're rescuing the little villages and crap like that.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, it's funny because like Far Cry like tries to be serious, but then it's like a cartoon at the same time. It's very weird.
Like the bad guy is always super animated and kind of
so animated,
that weird craziness to him.
Yeah, so cartoonish and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've been liking those games. I think they're fun. I definitely think for the price, I probably will go get 3. I have 2. I'm gonna probably just play a lot of the main ones. Maybe even the Blue Dragon or whatever.
Blood Dragon.
Digital.
Yeah.
Blood Dragon. Yeah, I might go back and try that.
3's really good. 3's still my favorite Far Cry.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to play 4 till I get bored with it, then I'll check out 3, and I got Primal, so I'll be working on those games.
You could skip Primal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It's fine.
Like I said, it's gorgeous. Like, it's cool looking. Like, the engine's really attractive. I don't know, I'm going to, like I said, I'll just play till I'm bored with it, but just to see where it takes me. I mean, what other game can you play where you're around, like, I don't know, this takes place like 10,000 years ago or something like that. So, cool. If I played anything else, I don't think so. Yeah, I just been kind of working on those games and some kid games, just with my boys, just kind of, dude, Injustice, he's 6 and he's probably too young to be playing that, but, he's getting to the point where he can keep up with me now. And Injustice 2, with all the DLC characters, is a blast. It's a ride. I don't know. So it's fun to just beat each other up.
Spam the projectile attacks like his dad?
Oh, no, man. He can't do that. And I wouldn't do that to my son. Yes.
The Ninja Turtles are in that one, right? And
they are.
Yeah, Injustice 2.
But there's a character called Atom, Atom. And he calls him Atom. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You can just say Atom. No, it's not a D, it's a T. And I'm like, I know. He's like, no, Daddy, look. Look, right there's his name. See? Atom. I'm like, oh my God. And I keep thinking of the scene from The Simpsons when they do a movie in Springfield. And the Arnold Schwarzenegger character is like the superhero from like the comic book. And the line is up, and atom. But he won't say up and atom. He'll say up and at them, and just like he can't get the joke. And it's just that's when I'm like, Jack, this is like ridiculous. Like it's Adam. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. Other than that, I got such a crazy backlog. I feel like if you have a backlog, you can relate. And then I watched Invincible. Huh?
So who doesn't have a backlog at this point?
I know these days.
Yeah. So many games coming out.
So many games, so many good ones, and they're all huge, and it's just ridiculous. And then DLC, and then they stay supported and all that stuff. It's unreal. I get almost like overwhelmed. I forget I have a Switch, and I'm like, I have games on there I have to play. Yeah. But anyway, no. So I watched Invincible. That's cool because Dave's already watched it. I finished it up this weekend, and Eric actually plowed through it.
Binged it in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. So, I don't think that we're going to talk about this for that long, but let's just recap, like, what did we think? Kind of talk about some of the cool things that happened. No.
Yeah, spoiler
this is season
warning.
1 review of Invincible on Prime. Yes, so if you haven't seen it, like, seriously, like, watch episode 1, and then at the end of the credits, just keep watching.
Always watch after
really
the
where
end
the story
of the credits.
starts.
Yeah.
Yes. Just watch. Yeah, just always check for the end of the credits. I think that's them making fun of superhero movies and stuff like that with that stuff.
I didn't even think about that. Like after credits scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like the first episode, the after credit scene is like almost a third of the movie. So it's just like, what? Well, it wasn't that long, but still, it's just like this really long.
I think it was like the credits hit at like 35 minutes, and the episode was like 45 minutes long. So like the last 10 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, so Eric watched it recently. So a lot of it's more fresh with him. So I think if you don't mind, maybe just kind of giving us like the break, just like what's the premise of the show?
Yeah, I'll just give a brief overview. So the main star of the show is a high school kid named Mark Grayson. And his dad is basically Superman. Like he's
Nolan.
Yeah, his name is Nolan Grayson. His superhero name is Omni-Man. And he's essentially the Superman equivalent. Like he's the strongest hero on Earth. He's, comes from a different planet.
He's got a cape.
Yep, flies. He's got a cape, super strength. Does he have laser vision? I don't think so. I think he just punches really hard. Yeah, he just punches super hard. He's super strong. He comes from a different planet, Viltrum, I think the planet's called.
Mm-hmm.
So it's. I mean, this whole show, there's a ton of like equivalents to other superhero things. It's definitely got the satire, and a lot of DC equivalents that I see. They have this league called the Guardians of the Globe, which is basically the Justice League.
Yes,
you got your
with Wonder Woman,
Batman, Flash, Aquaman. Yep.
Yeah,
you got all those classic archetypes in there. So yeah, Mark is just a normal high school kid. He obviously looks up to his dad because views him as the savior of Earth, always protecting Earth. But
they live in like a normal house. Like nobody knows that
they live in the
is
suburbs.
Omni-Man.
Yeah, they live in the suburbs. He hasn't told anyone that his dad is Omni-Man. Like, not even his best friend.
His parents.
Yep.
Nobody knows them landing in their backyard either, which is weird.
Right. Exactly.
I know.
Like, all right, sure. It's a comic booky thing. We should mention that this is written by Robert Kirkman too.
Yep.
Oh, Walking Dead.
Based on
Walking Dead fame.
Comic book. Yeah. I guess the comic book is from I don't know. It's from a while ago. I think early 2000s or something along that.
Right.
Shit. Okay.
There's like 100, 150 episodes too. So there's a fair amount of source material too, which is cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so basically Mark wants, he doesn't have any powers at the start of the show. He really wants superpowers. And then, one day he just gets them, like he's taking out the trash at his fast food
he's like turning 17.
Yeah. He's turning, 17, takes out the trash at his fast food job and just throws a trash bag into space randomly. And that's how he discovers that he has, that he gained his superpowers. And then from there, it's basically just Mark trying to learn how to use his powers. His dad starts training him on how to become a hero and all this stuff. And then
it's a real sweet coming of age story,
Yeah, that's the way it starts out, anyways. But yeah, I mean, we could start getting into that's the basic overview.
Some of the big beats. That's it. Yeah, Mark is the main character. He becomes invincible. He gets his powers. His dad is like the number one superhero, the leader of the Guardians of the Globe, right?
No, he's not even a part of them. He's like separate from the Guardians of the Globe.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, I thought he was part of it. Oh, okay. So yeah, because like the opening scene is like these two security guards at the White House or something.
Yep.
And the Mahler twins show up and they're kind of doing some damage. They're trying to sneak in or whatever. And the Guardians of the Globe show up and they all kind of show off their abilities, and they're all working together. And it's kind of funny because like you think one guy is gonna get crushed or something like that, and the one's like yelling at him like, "Omni-Man, help!" And he's like, "Omni-Man, help him!" And he like shows up, he's like, I had it, like, I had it, I know. Oh, it was like somebody got thrown in the air and they were gonna land and like die, and he was like, he caught him like last second. He's like, I got it. Like what? But the way that he said it to them is like people who like work together. Like, yeah, I know. I got it.
Omni-Man is voiced by J.K. Simmons, who is
he's great.
Got a
great
fantastic voice for like
we should just say the main cast. You got Stephen Yeun as Mark. You got Sandra Oh as his mom.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons. Mark Hamill's in there. He's the
he's like the Taylor
Rosenbaum, the Taylor guy.
Yep. Seth Rogen
I
just found out.
Alan the Alien.
He's Alan the Alien.
Yep.
I
didn't know that.
Oh, my favorite guy, Rexplode, Rafi from The League.
Jason Mantzoukas. Yep.
Yes.
He's great.
He's great.
Yeah. He's one that you want to like smack the shit out of, and then towards the end of the series you're like, he's not such a complete dick, but he is a dick.
He's a meathead, but whatever. He's likable at the end.
J.K. Simmons voice acting, I think, was like
really
one of the highlights that like it set the tone for Omni-Man, where like, you know, like, I don't know, you can tell when he's pissed off, and he's got that tone in his voice where like, oh, he could just rip you in half in about half a second if he wanted to. You get a good feeling from him.
Yeah, he's in a movie called Whiplash. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's he's like him and like this kid, and it's about like a jazz drummer, and he's the the band instructor at this college, and his acting
it's where he rips
so
into
intense.
the band kids, doesn't he?
Yes, dude, it's phenomenal. Whiplash. He is so good in it. But great cast.
Yeah. Yep.
And like Seth Rogen is also one of the producers too, right? Like he helped kind of
that's
make
cool.
this happen.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, in this first episode, they definitely bury the lead hard. So it starts out, you know, it starts out pretty generic, like superhero,
like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like the bad guys are trying to take over the White House, and they stop them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, you know, and you're following this, you know, high school kid. It's kind of like a feel good, you know, story to begin with. There's, you know, it's fun superheroes. You got all these colorful characters and everything, and then like we were saying, the credits hit like when there's still 10 minutes left in the episode, and you're like, okay, is it, you know, what's going to happen after? Is it just 10 minutes of credits? But no, there's this whole other scene after the credits roll, where
all the
where it takes a big turn.
Yeah, they all get called. They're all like doing their mission or doing something, and then each member of the Guardians of the Globe gets called to their headquarters.
Right.
And that's
nobody knows. Nobody knows who called them there. And then, like, all the Guardians are gathered, and then Omni-Man shows up randomly, and they're like, you know, what are you doing here? Like, well, they all thought, like, someone else had called them there, but then they're like, no, I didn't do it. And then Omni-Man walks in, and they realize that he's the one who called them there, and then proceeds to just fucking murder them all in, horribly brutal ways.
Quick. The animation is so good too. Like, but it is fucking nasty when that shit is going down.
Yeah, it has the anime detail in the violence, but it has like the Saturday morning kind of polish, or kind of like, or just like that general art direction.
It was very.
I do like the combo,
because without knowing anything about the show, if you just looked at it, you'd think it was on like Cartoon Network or something. It just has that look.
But I mean, like, there's some violent scenes I know in the beginning, and you're kind of like, okay, this is kind of like a mature version of it. But like, it's
I'm
not
just saying, if you saw like a still from
the
show or something, just the animation style is like
when he catches Flash
on like a cartoon.
Yeah, when he squeezes a dude's head till it explodes, like that is just.
That's when you know,
nasty. Yep. Like, it's cringeworthy.
And he was like,
he
was just punching him in the chest, you know, trying to get away, and he's just squeezing his head slowly, and his eyeballs are popping out, and just pops.
Yeah, dude, it's extremely violent. I when was the last time I saw a cartoon where I had to look away? But it was when the woman character, the Wonder Woman character, she's like one of the last ones to fight him, and she just swings at him. He just takes her neck and just snaps at her, and twists it around, and she just collapses.
180 degrees, just head completely backwards. Yep.
Oh my god! And then he walks over to Immortal and cuts his head off.
Decapitates him. Yep.
Decapitates him. Yeah, and that's how it ended. And that's because it's like, okay, that was like the Ned Stark kind of. Oh shit. So this is where the plot's actually going to go.
Right.
You know, I love that. I like this new trend in TV series now where like they will just do something insane. This just happened in such a weird way where like it happened in the post-credit scene in the first episode. You thought you were going to get to know these characters for a while. Like I thought Darkwing or whatever.
They set them up as like, this is like the group that you're going to be following, the group of heroes you're going to be following, but nope, turns out.
That's the thing. You mentioned Game of Thrones too, and that's one of the things that made it so good was like there's nobody safe, you don't know who is going to die type of suspense. Where like if you're watching,
I know, I thought Invincible was going to die.
You're watching like a regular movie, you're watching a Marvel movie, you know Iron Man's not going to die, you know Ant-Man's not going to die, or whatever. I mean, unless there's a 17 movie build up to it, but you know,
exactly.
Having that flashed in front of you to let you know that, like, anybody can just get their head squeezed like a melon and exploded, then, kind of sets the tone. It's good.
Yeah, and the violence delivered the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, never let go. Like, at that point on, it was just like, Jesus.
And it definitely set the tone that, like, Omni-Man is, like, way more powerful than anybody in on Earth, essentially. Like he just completely obliterates this entire league of heroes. Like, I mean, he had a tough time taking them on. He gets beat up pretty bad. But in the end, he just murders all of them. And like, nobody else can really touch him. Like those were, besides him, those were the strongest heroes on Earth. So they
are the strongest good guys because
strongest.
We could argue that the villains that we met halfway into the season, specifically like the lion dude. Oh man,
that dude fucked up Battle Beast.
I mean, he fucked up Invincible, but I still don't think he would be a match for Omni-Man. Like,
he fucked up that entire team of the new Guardians. That dude just fucking blasted them. So I hope to see him again. Battle Beast was pretty badass.
Yeah, so I thought the villains were kind of cool. I like how they kind of kept a lot of the villains, or all the villains alive, which is kind of cool. It's almost like a Suicide Squad's going to be put together or something like that, because that would be fucking dope. Because the villains are kind of interesting themselves,
Yep.
Yeah, and like every episode, it seems like we're introduced, I think, to, at least for the first half, maybe, different villains. Because there's like the guy, like the scientist with like the earthquake kind of making kind of weapon. He meets that one dude who's actually kind of a good guy, but he works for Machine Head, and he's got like the stone skin. Like a lot of
Titan
cool...
was his name. Yeah.
Oh, the black guy that took over the crime syndicate.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That
was a pretty cool episode. Titan.
And
his name. The Mahler twins and stuff like that.
I think in earlier, I don't remember which episode it was, but when that like whole alien invasion starts happening.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, so like these aliens would come back, whatever. The first time they came to Earth, the new Guardians, quote unquote, were fighting them when they were having a tough time. And then randomly these aliens just started dying. And it turns out that like the Earth time on Earth moves way faster. Or this was kind of confusing.
It moved way faster here
than on their planet. Right. They aged so rapidly. Yeah. And then they started dying. And then they came back like 3 different times, like trying to figure out, a way
different
around
technologies. And
But, and then, whatever, the Guardians fought them every single time and we're having a tough time with them. And then Omni-Man just comes in and he goes through a portal to their planet and literally just destroys their entire civilization within like a day. That was insane.
Yeah, that was insane. That's when you know that like he has like he's almost like a sociopath or whatever.
Right.
'Cause, like he took it to the next level where like you could have just beat them. You didn't have to like wipe them out. But later on you kind of find out his whole purpose
right
is for conquering. Like he's just from a race of conquerors. So nobody else is allowed to touch Earth. Earth is his. That's his job, is to rule it, and he's just running the show until his empire shows up and they enslave, the Earthlings and stuff like that. It's really cool. I didn't see that plot coming.
No, it was cool.
Which they hold on to that one till like the last episode too.
I mean,
they have
throughout the whole season, you're trying to figure out why. The whole thing is, why did Omni-Man, kill the Guardians? What was the whole point of why he did this?
But you think there's a good reason, though. That's what I think.
Well, I never thought there was a good reason. I never thought there was a good reason. I always from the jump, I thought he was like just evil, hiding something, really bad.
Oh, okay.
I never.
All right.
I guess I never thought about like, okay, yeah, there has to be a good reason. I know the characters in the show, like once Debbie, his wife, finds out that he actually is the one who did that, she was like, she was like, oh, there must be a good reason that he did this. And she was trying to figure it out. But, eventually it comes out that he was just prepping Earth to be taken over by his empire.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, because I thought Cecil was like going to be the bad guy from the GDA.
Right.
Yeah. Who's awesome, actually. I like that actor. Yeah, he's cool. I know that's... you don't know who to root for? And the plot kind of goes all, not the plot, but I don't know, like this series, you would think that would be kind of like the main focus, but it actually kind of has like some sub stories too. Like, it was the robot guy in Monster Girl. Like that was awesome. Like you don't know why he's like obsessed with this girl, which you kind of find out he's really obsessed with because of her ability or something like that. He used it for some reason, but he, when he came out all deformed and stuff like that, and then you met the real Rudy or Rudolph or whatever his name was.
Yep.
For Robot, that was just like, wow, this story is like, where is this going?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Kind of sad
because you had the overarching thing with Omni-Man, but as Mark is trying to get a hold of his powers, it's kind of like a Monster of the Week type thing. Like each episode has a different like villain that he was fighting and trying to overcome.
Yep.
So that was cool that you had these little side stories, and then obviously you got the love interest with him and Mark. I mean, he's a high school kid, so you got him and Amber, I think, was the girl that he was trying to date, and it's the classic superhero thing of like he's always rushing off and to do something, and he's always late to something, and he can't tell her his secret identity, but turns out she pretty much figured it out the whole time. But that
was weird to me though, because if she knew it the whole time, then why was she being such a dick and making her feel so guilty? It was because
she was waiting for him to come out and tell her the truth. Like, I mean, she was basically just testing him, to see how long he would lie to her.
But he didn't even tell his buddy that he knew from like when he was little, and he only was dating her for like a couple months. So, like, just calm down, lady. Yeah, calm down.
Yeah, I think she's allowed to like be mad at him, but come on, he has literally saved the planet. He has almost died. Like, I think he gets out of jail.
Were those RoboCop guys that are controlled by that one scientist guy come out? And he saves everybody, and he makes up some stupid excuse of why he, wasn't there, and then she accuses him of running away, and then breaks up with him, and it's just maybe just teenage drama isn't my
teenage drama. But... She comes around eventually at the end.
I think they want her character to not fall victim of the stereotype of a woman always just kind of not having her own opinion.
Yeah.
So I think she's just more of a modern female character, which is fine. It just seemed like, but like, it's not like he has a legit reason to lie and to, be late. And if you know it, like you said, Dave, like he's been dating her for a few months. Like, come on, he takes the oath serious. Like that's what his dad said. You can't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Right? I thought the whole Mars episode when he went on that mission to Mars, like, accompanying the astronauts, whatever, it's like his secret mission. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. That's right. They get kidnapped.
Yeah, because they get kidnapped by the Martians, but it turns out there's this like parasitic race of aliens attacking Mars, but the Martians are resistant to it because they can like do their like shape shifting and stuff, but the humans aren't. So if one of those, I forgot what they were even called, but they're basically face huggers from Alien. So they implant into their host and then they take over and try to conquer the planet. But that didn't really go anywhere. I know at like the end of the last episode they brought it back. I don't know if you remember like the montage at the end of like all of the different villains in the universe kind of doing their thing, and I'm assuming they're kind of teasing what's going to happen in the next season. They brought that back a little bit, but that was just a weird subplot.
I don't remember too much of that. That was like a random one. You know who I liked was the Dark Blood or whatever.
Dark Blood,
right,
voiced by Clancy Brown, which he's a really good voice actor. He does a ton of different stuff.
That was a cool character.
I liked him. Yep, the demon guy, demon detective guy,
Hellboy.
He basically, he looked like Hellboy.
They had a lot of those characters that are like set up to come back. I haven't read any of the comics. This might be the next because I finished up all of the Boys comics after seeing those first 2 seasons. I may jump into these ones, but it seems like a lot of the bad guys, like the Titan, the Rock guy that took over the crime syndicate, like they had that whole thing get set up and it just got it set up basically and didn't really do anything. Like the Martian thing, they didn't do anything with. So you don't know where Dad went at the end of the season. I'm curious to see if
he just takes off. Yep.
If he's going back to his home planet or is he just going for a stroll in space to think about things? I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of different relationships too that go throughout the season, which was kind of cool, I thought. Because you saw like Mark and his mom, where like the mom wants him to be good and be the little baby boy, but Mark and his dad's teaching him with tough love when he fucking punches him in the chest and knocks the wind out of him. Like that, some of that shit is a little rough.
That reminded me of The Boys a little bit with Homelander, right? Where he was just like, he knows he has like this little kid, and like he has his own son, and he's like, you know, powers? Yeah, like sure you do. You just need a little push. And he's just like pushes him off of the house, but he doesn't have the powers. Just like, so, kind of parallels that a little bit.
Something cool I wanted to bring up was the title cards.
Those are good.
So like obviously it's always in every episode is like a late title card. Like it would be like, it was kind of cheesy. Like they were talking about like, oh, I'm boom. And then they show Invincible, but on every episode they had the blood splatter. And then like each episode there was a little bit more of the blood splatter on the title card. And by the end,
I didn't notice
and by the end of the season, the entire like title card is covered in blood. So I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, okay. And then I'm sure there's a lot of things I missed. It's such a ride that you're just constantly like watching, but I'm sure there's a lot of tributes, I mean, like I said, it's like a satire. I thought the soundtrack was really good.
Else. Yeah, the soundtrack was super good.
I didn't like they did the thing that all the trailers do, is that they get like they get a popular song and they get like a different version of it and they slide it in. I don't know. I don't like knowing.
Oh, there's a trailer for this? I didn't know.
No, just I mean, all video game trailers in general do that thing where they take a well-known song and they get a slow version of it or something like that. And they put it in there. There was 1 or 2 of those throughout it. I don't know. Some of the music was here or there for me, but I didn't really notice it unless they were playing like a remake song or something with lyrics in it.
Oh, I thought they were all new songs. I just noticed like they had like Cage the Elephant and shit like that, like in the action scenes. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Like this is any cool music.
I don't want.
Apparently, Dave was not a fan.
It was all right. It was all right. One thing I thought was super cool, because none of us knew anything about this going in. So, like every new character that you meet, they are pretty batshit crazy. Like knowing nothing watching this is, I think, absolutely fantastic because there's so much dumb shit coming out of nowhere, and like characters that are breaking like stereotypes and stuff like that, where there's a lot of good.
We all like this stuff. Yeah, but we like this stuff. Could I have my wife watch a adult cartoon? Like, is that...
My wife watched this one. She's not really a cartoon person, but I mean, when you look at it from the 1,000-foot view, it's just like we said earlier, it's like the kid's coming of age story with hyper violence.
If you could watch The Boys, then you can watch this. It's just a cartoon version. Yeah, all right, I'll see if I can get my wife to watch it.
It's not too bad. But, I think The Boys has the real life thing. I don't know if it's that American stereotype of cartoons are for kids, but it's definitely some serious subject matter, we'll say. Shit gets raw.
Yeah, dude. Dude, you remember when the Mahler twins are escaping the prison and the one sacrifices the other? I was like, man, that was fucked up.
And then he just fucking grows another one.
He's like, sorry, brother, but let's grow another or clone another.
Yep. Yeah.
But you never know which one's the real one.
That was I like that that gag. It's like, no, I'm the original. No, I don't think so. That was a good one. The humor, there's some good humor in this show too. It's not all super serious. There's some whatever. You got, it kind of runs the gamut on you got teen drama, you got hyper violent stuff, you got just straight up superhero action stuff, you got some comedy bits. There's a ton of different genres and stuff mashed together. I thought was cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of the humor goes away in those last couple episodes, though. I don't think there's any. It's
definitely.
Just the last episode.
Serious. The last episode
is not funny in any way. It's fucked up.
Very serious. Yeah.
The whole subway scene was just over the top.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah. We can just get into it a little bit. Basically, whatever. It all comes to a head. So, Mark knows, Debbie knows, they all know that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe. And now, since basically the cat's out of the bag, Omni-Man was, at the end, he was trying to track down Mark, essentially to tell him and to kind of get him on his side with the whole Earth takeover thing. And then I don't know, obviously Mark doesn't receive it very well. So they end up just fighting each other, beating the hell out of each other. And obviously Omni-Man is so much stronger than Mark at this point. It's not even a match.
I don't think he did too much damage to Omni-Man.
No, not at all. And Omni-Man is just trying to make Mark understand why he needs to do this and why he needs to do it for his people, and the legacy of Viltrum is this is what they do. They conquer planets and they're building this huge galactic empire and everything. But Mark is no, he likes his life on Earth. He wants to save humanity. So, and that's kind of why they start fighting. And
that's the one thing too, is him as a dad, he realizes the half Viltrum part, but he doesn't get the half human part about him. So he's trying to punch some sense into his kid to tell him that he's half Viltrum and that he has to do this. But I don't know. You grow up for however many, 17 years on Earth, and you grow attachments to everybody. That's how most people in that situation would probably react, where you don't want everybody to get enslaved or murdered.
He's what about mom, man? Dad, what about mom? It's I like to think of her as
a pet. Oh my god. Yeah, some of the stuff he said was messed up, because apparently Viltrumites live for thousands of years, so he's this is a speck on the life, the timeline of my life. It's so insignificant.
Yeah, you slow down in age too. As you get older, it slows down even more,
right? Which is crazy. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And yeah, Omni-Man's just trying to explain the bigger picture to Mark, but to Mark, he grew up on Earth. He doesn't know or care about anything that has to do with Viltrum. He just wants to keep his life on Earth.
Yeah, he has human values. He's a good person. He is, when he becomes a superhero, he instantly thinks of using them for good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's constantly making naive mistakes, and he's very trusting. I mean, like, Mark's a good guy, and then he struggles with it. He's like, kind of like, towards the second half, he regrets getting his powers, and he has issues because he feels like he can't make the right decision. And obviously just being a teenager with trying to date, was it Amber?
Amber, yeah.
But then, like, Eve, Eve's another character. She has the same thing. She's like, yeah, I'm a really badass superhero, and I just, my boyfriend cheated on me, so she's got, like, teenage bullshit that she's got to worry about. But then she's also just feels like she's not doing enough for humanity. So she just goes out on her own, lives out in the woods, making her own reality and stuff like that, which is, it's cool. Like I said, there's so many subplots. They did a really good job. I mean, like, yeah, the Martian episode, which probably has more meaning than we realize. But almost everybody gets, like, a chance to tell their story, and we get to learn a little bit more. Maybe the multiple
duplicate.
Yeah. Thank you. Duplicate. She had probably, like, her and, like, the Ant-Man girl.
Yeah, they didn't really have much.
They had no time for them. Yeah. At all, but
yeah, I mean, basically at the end, Omni-Man is almost, like, on the verge of killing Mark. Like, he's, like, one punch away from killing his son. And
he says, like, why won't you, what was he asking him?
He said, he basically, Omni-Man was like, he said, basically, in 500, like, why does this matter so much to you? In 500 years, what will you have left?
Oh, that's
and
what
then
it
he
is.
says, and Mark was like, I'll have you, Dad. And that kind of flips the switch in Omni-Man. Like, he couldn't go through with killing Mark, and he kind of tears up a little bit, and then just flies off into space, never to be seen for the rest of the episode, and who knows how long.
Right. Yes, that's right. He has a flashback of the baseball game where he has his first moment of what it feels like to be human.
Right.
Because he's like, yeah, I actually am proud of my kid, like, doing that. Like, you did a good job. It's like, oh, that's a weird feeling. I'm not really here to do that. I'm here on a mission. So it was.
I mean,
it's like, cool.
Yeah, he was saying that, like, none of it really mattered, or, it didn't have an effect on him, but obviously it did if he, was remembering that moment and cared enough to basically leave his post. Because they were saying at the end, Alan the alien comes back and meets up with Mark and basically tells him, like, Viltrumites never abandon their posts. Like, that has never happened, in the history of their entire empire. Like, they always conquer the planet they're going for. So it was a really big deal that Omni-Man left and didn't finish his job. Which, who knows? He could be going back to his home planet and then coming back, or, we don't know where he is at this point.
Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's introducing new characters. Something else could happen. I mean, he's only been on Earth for like 20 years.
Right.
So he has, been around a lot longer. Probably, I don't know. Who knows? I think they left the season on a pretty cool cliffhanger or whatever. Like, so many characters, so many subplots.
Yeah, they wrapped up the story of this season nicely, but there's a lot, a lot of meat left on this, left on it to roll into season 2. Like, where's Omni-Man? What are all these other villains doing? All this stuff. So I like that.
Yeah.
It wrapped up nicely.
Who would you recommend the show for? If you were to, like, find people to, like, watch it, like, anybody that's listened to this episode, and, like, us, obviously we liked it, but, like, if we were to, like, convince other people, like, hey, this might not be something that you would, like, like Game of Thrones was like that for a long time for people. It's just like, it's a fantasy show, but it's not like any fantasy show. Like, yes, there's dragons and there's zombies and shit and swords, but, like, this is like Sopranos more. It's just, you can't, there's a lot of backstabbing, a lot of dialogue, a lot of politics, and it got people to, like, all right, I'll reconsider what a fantasy IP can be, and it did. You know, I don't know if this is doing it for cartoons, but how do you convince people, you know, like my wife or something like that, or whoever, just like, do you want to watch a cartoon that's violent? It just sounds so hard to sell it.
Start with the cast. I mean, everybody knows probably a couple of these cast members, so that's usually always a good starting point for me. It's like, hey, you know, who has got in it, and then go from there. But
it's really funny that you bring that up because I was watching it last night, and my wife is a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. And
Sandra Oh, yeah.
She saw that Sandra Oh was a voice, and she's like, "Oh, let me just hear her talk." You know, so she watched it with me for a minute.
She's a big character.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh wow, that's not really what she sounds like." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And she lost interest, but
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the easiest one is the boys comparison because you got that like hyper-violent superhero type stuff in this one. I mean, I feel like still these days the animated part is a tough sell because, like you said before, like, you know, you associate that type of animation with like kids or whatever, and I don't know if like, but it has blood and guts in it too, if that's enough of a sell for some people.
That's who you're talking to.
Yeah. I mean, there was like a threesome, foursome. Have you ever seen that in a cartoon before? And then like duplicate.
Duplicate and explode
in the sauna. Yeah,
that was good. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I mean, definitely anybody who likes superhero stories, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Any Marvel people, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just something different. If you just want to see something that's different, like, you get over it that it's a cartoon. If you have like a thing where like, I just don't watch cartoons, like just watch it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But like, I feel like watch the first episode, go watch it. I'll, you know, tell whoever it is, like tell them, watch it from beginning and then to stick around for the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Don't watch it with your kids.
Hell no.
At the beginning, it does present itself like a kind of like a teen. Because I mean, they say like shit, and there's a little bit of blood, but nothing really like crazy in the in that first 30 minutes of the first episode. So it could be appear as like a teen kind of superhero show, but definitely not that.
Right.
They got season 2 lined up, I'm assuming. I haven't really checked to see if that's already in the works or not, but
I would think so. I mean, I know it was the first season was received really well. Like there was a ton of buzz about it when it first came out, and that, you know, it's kind of how I heard about it. Like people talking about it on podcasts and saying you got to watch the show. So I mean, I would imagine that it's done well enough that there's going to be a season 2 eventually.
Yeah. No confirmed release date as of June of 2021.
Look at Amazon Prime. They have the 2 violent superhero IPs now, right?
That's true.
They have Invincible and they have The Boys. And like nobody else is really doing that. Watch fucking Netflix try to pull it off. They're gonna do something.
Well, they did.
I'm sure.
Jupiter's Lament.
Yeah, wasn't that supposed to be their attempt at like that type of more serious superhero story?
Oh god.
It was all right. I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy. It was a lot slower than this one. This one, kind of blew it out of the water, I think. Mm-hmm. But all Jupiter's Lament, they're talking about the code. And this one, there's no code.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Saw a dude get ripped in half. Show that to your fucking code.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about this too. I mean, it's only eight episodes, so it's pretty manageable to watch pretty quickly. It's not a huge commitment. So
that's true.
If you're interested in it, I would say go for it. You know, at least watch the first episode. Because by the end of the first episode, you'll know if you like it or not.
100%. It's same thing with Game of Thrones. I was just like, oh my god, that's how the end of the first episode? Oh, I gotta keep watching this. Yeah, that's cool. I agree with that. Dave, you got any final comments?
No. I just I enjoyed it and I recommend it. Everybody should give
Dave's
it a gander.
Dave's a big superhero guy. Yeah, you read comics and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think I may have to find these somewhere on the internets.
Yeah, if you read this one, you'll have to fill us in on how it is and how. I already know they changed some stuff up, obviously, for the season, but I'm interested in reading
spoiling things on myself when you get into the books, which is kind of tough. Yeah. It's so fun to watch just fresh. So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like they're departing quite a bit. I mean, they definitely try to appeal with more women characters. I noticed that, and they fleshed out more of the. Because I watched what the difference was. I don't know, Dave. Who cares? I mean, they changed stuff.
I know with The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman's other one, they changed up the comics enough from the show, or they changed up the show enough from the comics where you wouldn't necessarily be spoiled. Because I mean, obviously, there's
some of the bigger
characters,
twists.
But a lot of the big plot points.
Game of Thrones did that.
They mixed up. Yep.
Yeah, they make changes. It is what it is. It's cool to have two different versions. All right, well then, I think that's pretty much all we can say on that show. We loved it. Great show. I can't wait for the next season. But let's take a break, and Dave is going to be hosting us in the craziest, most stressful game of all time.
I don't have to do anything.
5 questions in 10 seconds. All right. I fucking blew it last week. It's so hard. Okay, yeah, let's take a break, and then we'll have some fun, and then we'll end the show. All right, we're back, and we have a game, and I'm very nervous about this game, because if you listen to the last episode, I blew it. And if you listen to the episode before that, Dave blew it. We do 5 questions in 10 seconds. We keep changing the games up per episode, but like to do each of us takes a turn hosting it. So this is the 3rd and final one of this series of the 5 and 10 game. But Dave is hosting this one. So Dave, I hope, dude, I hope you were. It's a tough game.
It is tough.
Or we just suck at it. I don't know, but. Yeah, so I don't know, Dave. Are you ready?
Yeah. So I'll give a category, and you guys will have to name 5 things in 10 seconds, and then let me get a stopwatch. I'm going to keep this official too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on a second. You also have to pick a number in your head, and then we guess.
Whoever's closer.
All right.
Closest goes first.
I got a number. Eric, what is it?
7.
Brandon?
5.
Nope, it's 7.
Oh.
Eric goes first.
The goal is not to get the number correct. So you have to go first.
It's bad luck.
Well, that's what I picked every time, so it should have been easy.
Although if I get the point, then I'll have the advantage. So.
It's true.
You're playing against me. You have the advantage.
Let us see where to start. Give you let's see. I'll give you something fairly easy. Name for me, Eric, 5 Jedi Masters. Ready, set, go.
Yoda, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Kit Fisto, and shit.
Time.
Anakin. Fuck. Is Anakin a master? I don't remember.
Anakin wasn't a master.
He wasn't a master, but you missed it in that just by a second. But Anakin never actually quite made it to master.
Why didn't I think of fucking Luke? I'm an idiot. Whatever.
Luke, Obi.
Hold on. Those guys are all masters?
They're all masters.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's a master?
He was a master. He was a master of Anakin.
He was general.
Anakin's master.
Yeah.
He was somebody's master, but he wasn't a master. Was I don't know. I gotta check that.
He was a master. Yeah,
I guess he was. He just goes from Padawan in episode 1 to a fucking general in episode 2 to a master. I don't know. I guess Obi-Wan needs some
general's not part of the Jedi Order. that was just in the
takes up a lot of time to become a general. You gotta learn like strategy. All right, whatever. Question number 2.
No point for Eric.
All right.
Wow, I'm embarrassed. I should have got that one.
Well, this one will probably be just as embarrassing. Brandon.
Oh God, Jesus Christmas. Okay.
I would like for you to name me 5 Sith from Star Wars. Ready, set, go.
Darth Vader, Darth Maul, General Grievous, the Emperor, and Dooku.
Yeah,
Count Dooku.
Got it in time, but I'm gonna have to knock you on the Grievous because Grievous wasn't a Sith. He was just a dude with lightsabers. Yeah. Just a robot with lightsabers.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
No force powers, no fanciness.
Yeah, he worked under. I thought he, for some reason, was some kind of apprentice to Count Dooku. That's not true.
No, he's just he's just a lightsaber collector. He's not a force user.
He likes to murder Jedi. But I had Darth Bane, Darth Plagueis, Darth Sidious, Darth Maul, Darth Tyrannus, which is technically Dooku, Vader, and then there was a whole bunch of other side ones. I would have taken Savage Opress or the Night Sisters, any of those guys, Inquisitors.
Damn it!
He worked for the Sith, but Sid was not a Sith himself.
Yeah, I thought he was dubbed an apprentice of some form. My bad. All right, whatever.
Eric,
I got lucky on that one.
Question number 2. I figured that was easy. A little bit of both sides for you.
Now comes the hard one.
See what you got. Yeah, sure. Here we go. All right, Eric, I would like you to name for me 5 video game consoles that came out before the year 2000. Ready, set, go.
NES, SNES, Genesis, PlayStation, Dreamcast.
PlayStation and Dreamcast. That is.
Oh shit! Did Dreamcast come up before 2000?
I'm looking up here. Hold on. Dreamcast, 1998. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good.
You are correct. All right. That is 1 for Eric. Let me just double check the. I just want to make sure that PS1. When was the PS1?
Oh yeah,
1994. Yeah, that was plenty of time.
I know that was.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking the 2 was actually 2000. So.
Yep.
That was technically correct there. All right. Eric with 1. Yay. Getting close. Oh, Brandon. What are we going to give you? I would like for you to name for me, and I don't want sequels. I want separate franchises.
Ooh, here franchises.
Okay.
From Pixar movies. Ready, set, and go.
Ratatouille, Toy Story, The Invincible, The Incredibles, Brave, and Luca.
Nice.
Luca, all right. Done. 9.82.
That was.
I was thinking in my head.
I wish I had
say that one. Say that one for Eric too, because I was thinking you just played that Pixar game and you can just go around the room and just pick out those five movies.
I watch Pixar movies every day.
Yeah, that was yeah. I forgot they got the monster movies. They got the Bugs Life. They got Cars, Coco, tons of them. That was an easy one. That was a
Yep, we put on Pixar movies every day on Disney Plus, so that would have been easy for me.
All right. That's 1 for Eric and 1 for Brandon. Let's give Eric another toughie, I guess, kind of. I would like you, Eric, to name for me 5 songs recorded by the band Oasis.
I'm already out.
Okay, you got this. Ready, set, and go.
Nobody can do that.
Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova. Those are the only 2 I know.
Okay. Brandon, would you like to fill in a couple there?
Well, being the greatest band of all time, I could name like 5 albums. Yes, I am an Oasis fan. We exist. But most people don't. You don't know Don't Look Back in Anger?
Don't Look Back in Anger, yeah.
Okay,
There's an album called What's the Story, Morning Glory.
Supersonic, What's the Story,
That's also a song.
Give Brandon 5 songs from my favorite band. I don't think he could do it.
Oh my god. What is your favorite band?
Either All Time Low or Blink-182. One of those.
Blink's a classic.
All Time Low, I don't know anything about that band, but I wonder if I could do Blink 182.
All right. We're still at ones. I got 4 questions left. So if we end in a tie, you guys may just both be the biggest loser. All right. So, Brandon, I got 5 left. I want you to name for me 5 enemies from Super Mario Brothers. Ready and
wait. Like the game or like the franchise? The game or the franchise?
We'll say
the game. We'll say the game. Go.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean the game? Like the Super Mario Brothers 1 or
like the main series? The main 1, 2, 3 Super Mario.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Go.
Yep. All right. Goombas, Koopas, bullet bombs, bullet bills, flowers.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to accept some of those.
No.
Bullet bombs, I don't.
You just said flowers. Really that's nothing.
And flowers, those are piranha plants.
Oh, piranha plants.
There's the Beatles, Hammer Brothers, Lakitu. There's all sorts of.
All right.
That was an easy one. I thought you would get that.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
I should have got
this
that.
This game is just serving up disappointment. All right, Eric, please dig us out of this and name me 5 races from the Elder Scrolls series.
Oh.
Ready, set, go.
Khajiit, Nord, Redguard, Imperial, and Argonian.
Oh, you
just
in
nice.
Time. Oh,
that was a
good one. That was good.
Good job on Redguard.
Right.
I was like,
that was tough.
I was like, Redwood. Yeah, nice. Khajiit.
Khajiit.
Yes, I'm a Khajiit.
I thought I was going to blow it on that one.
Awesomer. Yeah, Imperial. The Imperials is a good pull too. That was a toughie. All right. Let's give Brandon something he can eat right up.
That's a race.
I think this will be. I was thinking Dragonborn, but then that's not really a race. But
any race could be a Dragonborn.
That's true.
Draugr. That's a race.
Brandon, I want you.
Whatever.
I want you to name me. Name me 5 characters from the Matrix series. Ready, set, and go.
God, Neo, Trinity, Morpheus, Agent Smith, and the Architect.
Okay, done. All right.
Nice. Ooh, 2-2.
And 8.6. All right. Let us see. So I got 2 left. 2 left.
Okay.
Who is going to be the Huckleberry? And these are both pretty easy ones, so you may just both crush these. Who are we on? Eric?
On me, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Eric, name me. I want United North American releases. I want 5 games from the NES. Ready, set, and go.
Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, what? I'm blanking. Earthbound, Karate Kid, and Jaws. I don't fucking know.
Missed it.
What?
Close, but I got...
Come on.
Earthbound?
The lag. The delay. Although Earthbound was SNES too, right?
I'm not a stickler.
I think Earthbound might have been SNES. Yeah, I would have got it wrong anyways.
Is Earthbound on NES?
I think it's just SNES.
Earthbound Mother 2 looks like it came out in August of '94 for the NES, but
really? Okay.
I'm still gonna cut you off. Oh nope, you're right. It's just the
SNES.
Super
okay.
NES.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I got it wrong anyways. I accept defeat. I can't. Why couldn't I? I can't. Being on the spot is so tough. I know so many.
Yeah.
NES
so much
games
nicer.
We got our Star Wars questions wrong.
All right. Well, Brandon, it's your race to lose right here, and I'm gonna keep it fairly similar. I I'm going to strike Earthbound from this record, but I want you to name me 5 Super Nintendo games. Ready, set, and go.
Super Mario Brothers World, Clay Fighters, Super Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat 2.
Nice.
So 5? I got it. All right. Congratulations, Brandon.
Good job.
You dug yourself
You
out
didn't
of
do the
that
franchise thing. If you would have done that, I would have been like,
oh, I did.
That's true, but
that's true. I did not stipulate that before the question, so
there you go.
I wasn't sure how easy those would be, but yeah, congratulations. You get a all expenses.
You got to
paid
keep
trip.
it super easy. Name 5 Pixar movies. Like, that's how it is. Because if it's like, name
wish that was mine.
5 characters from Toy Stories, I can't.
Each of us won this game once, which is cool. So.
Oh, okay. We'll have to come back to this at some point.
This one was tough.
Finalists.
It's tough to prep for. To think of things that that would fit in here that both of you would know. Actually, so I don't know.
I thought those were fair. Those were fair.
If I threw
questions.
Brandon the Oasis one, that would have been too easy for him. But I figured if I threw you the Mario one, then that would have been way too easy for you. So
I thought those were fair. I mean, I don't know shit about Oasis, but
right. Yeah, they're like a band.
Knew Oasis.
I know those 2 songs.
What year were you born?
94.
Yeah, they came out in like 93. So, yeah, I get that. Although they are the greatest band. You should check them out, really. Seriously.
Totally.
All right, well, that was fun. I also think that, like, if we get a guest on the show, that we force them to play 5 and 10. And we just barrage them with, like, questions. Like, Sam and you can get...
They would never come back on the show again.
Make them stress. I know. Fuck that game. All right. All right, cool. Hey, Eric, why don't you represent our social? What's going on there?
Yeah. You can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter. You can email us at nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com. And speaking of Twitter, I will have a mini community email, whatever, response section here. So our topic last week was co-op games, and we got a late response.
From Jacob.
Yeah, from Jake Iveson. He responded to our tweet about bringing up your mentioning your favorite co-op games. So he said, probably too late at this point, but the Diablo series has always been top of my co-op list. The LAN parties we used to have for Diablo 2 before the era of online gaming hold a special place in my heart, and Jet Force Gemini, of course.
Jet Force Gemini, that's a classic.
I didn't even know I didn't even know that was co-op.
I never played LAN parties. LAN parties,
yeah,
I never really got too into that back in the day, but that's just couch co-op on a large scale. Let's just be honest.
Yep.
So that's great.
So the Diablo 2 remaster that's coming out has 8. I think it has 8-player co-op.
I think I'm pretty sure Diablo 3 also has that, unless it's just 4-player. I thought it was like 8-player, but yeah, 8-player.
I don't know.
Co-op would be crazy.
That would be amazingly fun. Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, if you could get
put it
8
on
people.
Extremely hard and just like literally like, all right, like a fucking like Fellowship of the Ring. Like, let's just all go in. Just be careful. Where's the wizard? Heal us.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about Diablo last time, but that is a great co-op game. Super. I mean, it's pretty accessible too. Like, it's you're just hacking and slashing, grinding loot. It's fun time.
Yeah, it's cool. I love the idea of like old hits coming back and getting like much love and like support and letting people get a chance to check them out again and with like HD graphics and stuff like that. Do you think that'll ever happen in movies where they'll remaster a movie? I know they've tried that a little bit with like the Star Wars movies in the 90s.
Well, remastering, yeah, it's tough. Like they'll just these days they just remake from scratch and
although
thinking about new fresh actors. Yeah.
Thinking about like the like Pixar, Could you imagine if they remade Toy Story 1 in the Toy Story 4 like visual fidelity? Like that'd be awesome.
Right.
That's true.
Right. I know. It'd be cool. Just do a pass with, just like, I don't know. Yeah. Better physics and
they don't really do that
stuff
with movies. Yeah. If they're going to remake it, it's going to be like a live action remake or something, which isn't the same thing, but I feel like that's the equivalent.
Yeah. So, well, definitely something to think about, because like we're seeing this weird thing though with movies where like fucking Suicide Squad. I saw the new trailer for the new one, and I tried watching the first one. That shit was horrible. And then it's like they got this new one coming out, and like, what the fuck is going on? DC's got awesome characters, but why do they fucking suck at movies? Like, there's just it just makes no sense that they're making another Suicide Squad. It makes no sense.
They're always trying for those dark and gritty
actors in it too.
Dark and gritty versions of superhero movies. I don't know if that
fine. Give me Joker. That's amazing.
Still chasing Marvel's tail, which I mean, they're never gonna. At this point, they're never gonna.
They can't stop. Yeah, it's like just don't even bother trying to be them. It's just do your own thing. But I don't know. They gotta figure something out. And I think Joker was a good path. Possibly, it's not the most family friendly angle, I guess, to take.
Well, you can see, like, this episode, like we've been talking about, Invincible, The Boys, there is room to make a dark, gritty superhero show or movie and have it be well done, but DC has not hit on that yet.
That's true. Like, they haven't done that. Like, they just show the struggle of the hero and the mystery of the villain, but that's it. Like, you think about the Batman movies that came out that Christopher Nolan did. Arguably, like, the better of
those are probably the best
DC
of the
movies.
DCs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dark Knight, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like it's all mystery, but there's no conflict with the villains. You try to have some sympathy, I guess, with like the first villain and the Bane and the third one, but you really don't. So I would like to see something fresh where like we have a Jaime Lannister villain in the DC world where like, God, I hated that guy and I wanted that villain to die, but now I don't want him to die and I want him to live and all that stuff. I would like to see something like that, but I don't know. Right now they're struggling, and I don't like many of their movies except Joker and the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. So, all right, well, that's a lot of superheroes talk. Mostly talk a lot about video games, but we love our movies and TV shows. So,
yeah, it was fun episode.
Anything else you guys want to say, or?
I think I'm good. I'm gonna try and get us together on Twitch sometime soon. I'm gonna start getting that ball rolling so we can start sharing some games with some people, getting out there and doing some
Dave,
stuff.
You're getting and I know you're looking at Halo. Halo Infinite is coming up. So yeah, maybe we'll play some Halo games.
I was thinking of doing a run through some of those because that's clear up that hole of shame in my gaming backlog. So yeah, maybe get that together soon.
All right. Well, if that's it, then I think we're out of here. Yeah, that was fun, man. I kind of want to rewatch Invincible season 1 again with my wife. So if she's listening to this, let's watch this together.
Sure.
Come on, it'll be awesome.
Sure.
Put the kids to bed and we'll watch it.
Okay, maybe we'll do another episode when season 2 comes out.
Yes. All right, that's it. Let's get out of here.
Cool. Peace out.
See ya.